All right, next story up, you guys. So it seems that the defamation case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Johnny Depp won. Okay, well, you know what? Actually, let me back up. Nobody really won, okay, because they both were found liable for defamation of character. We know that Johnny Depp was suing Amber Heard for $50 million. He complained that after she had posted, after she had written this op-ed article in, was it the Washington Post, I believe it was, wherever it was, where she was talking about being abused by a mate, but never said his name, but people already had, had deduced that she was talking about Johnny Depp. After that happened, he started losing gigs and losing money and wasn't working. And then I'm sure the nigga was stressed out having to fuck with her and having to deal with all of this. So yeah, he was like, okay, fuck, you paid me $50 million. She came back and was like, nigga, I'll double you on that. All right, $100 million for defamation. And we've been in court. You guys have seen the clips. They were streaming it on YouTube. It was quite the Hollywood case. But I think that most of us could see that Amber Heard was lying largely, and kind of did it to herself. And so what the jury ended up doing was charge them both. They are both liable, but he got more of the damages. So the jury awarded him $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. Okay, they awarded her $2 million off that $100 million, $2 million in compensatory damages, and then nothing in punitive damages. From what I understand, in Virginia, which is where this was, you can only get $350,000 in punitive damages. So I think the judge brought that down, but still largely a win for Johnny Depp. Instead of her having to pay him $13 million, I guess you're gonna have to just pay him, $9 million or something like that. This is a big win for him. He says that he's been falsely accused. It has run havoc on his life, and now he's ready to get back to his regular real life. And Amber Heard said that she was disappointed that she wasn't able to express her First Amendment rights. And the whole thing is, yeah, you can express your rights, definitely so, but you can't lie about things, okay? Your rights aren't protected when you're lying. And so, and an example of her lying and getting caught in is when she was talking about Kate Moss. I'm sure his lawyers were doing backflips when she mentioned her name, because then they brought Kate Moss in, and Kate Moss denied all of the stuff that Amber Heard said, that he had pushed her down the stairs and all of that. So, and it was many of those type of situations in the case that kind of got Amber all caught up. Okay. So like I said, it was a big win for him. She said that she will appeal the case, and we'll see what happens there. I'm sure that this will still be in the courts for some time, but I think that Johnny Depp probably did a lot of this also just to get his, as much as we heard about him supposedly being this woman abuser or whatever, wife abuser, this case, it was so big and it was on every entertainment gossip and even regular news in the evenings that now everybody knows that he's not, okay? Or at least he wasn't proven guilty to have been one. And listening to the court case, Amber Heard and her shitting in the bed and blaming it on the dogs and all of that, So anyway, it's made him look better. And I think that people will be willing to take a chance on Johnny Depp and start booking him again. He can get back to his life. So, like I said, we'll see this in appeals courts. I think it was more just the point, and Johnny Depp hopefully can get back to work, and maybe Amber can too. I'm sure it's gonna need to be working. So hopefully this is just a chapter that's been closed and everybody can go on with their lives. So congratulations to, I guess, both of them, because both of them won, just not as much as they wanted. All right, you guys, and while we're talking about court cases, let's talk about Kevin Spacey. Child, that Kevin Spacey. I mean, such a fucking disappointment. He was one of my favorite actors. Literally one of my favorite actors. Loved him to death in House of Cards. That was the last thing that we've really seen him in because he got in trouble on that set, fucked up the show. They had to change everything, you know, because he was on set and running the fuck amok and trying to rub up on men, and you know, they supposedly was messing with a couple of younger guys, and you know, like teenage, but I think maybe they were like 18, 19, but they're just doing too much, you guys. So he fucked up the show. He got put off of there. That was one thing. Now they're saying over in the UK that 3 men have accused him of you know, sexual harassment, including one that said that he was forced to engage in penetrative activity without their consent. I mean, forced means without their consent. Okay. And so I think that they were trying to figure out over in the UK if they were going to extradite him to bring him back over there so that they can, you know, charge him and, you know, put him through the courts. But he has decided that he will voluntarily go over there because he's pretty sure that he can get off the hook on this one. Okay. Now, I don't know what that means, but something is really off with Kevin Spacey. Again, it's just so sad that he's turned out this way. I mean, had such a glowing movie career, and then for it to end. And then he kind of reminds me, if you watch the House of Cards and if you knew the character that he played on there, I think that that character is very close to Kevin Spacey's real life. And that's why he was so well, that's why he played that role so well. Because something is wrong with Kevin, y'all. Something ain't right. Something is not right. I think that I remember seeing a video where I just was like, oh, it was so chilling. Apparently one of the guys, okay, this is all off memory. So should I even be saying this? I mean, I guess. Don't charge it. Okay. I think I can remember that one of the accusers in his US case here ended up dying. Okay. And Kevin Spacey made a video that kind of was just sort of like, ha ha ha. That's what you get basically for blaming me, or, you know, saying that I did something to you. I mean, it was like, and it reminded you of old boy from House of Cards. Like, and the video was just really just him kind of like laughing in the face of this person that had died. I was just like, yeah, something is really wrong with Kevin Spacey. Too bad. But apparently he was artistic director of London's Old Vic Theatre from 2003 to 2015. Okay. And they said in 2017, the theater said that they received 20 reports of inappropriate behavior from Spacey. So he's been doing this a long time. And I guess that's why now the UK, you know, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But he said he's just going to go on over there because he's going to get off of it. You know, get off of the charges. He can get himself off the hook. So, I mean, I guess. But, child, something ain't right with Kevin. I'm telling you, something is not right. Prayers up for the Miller family. Master P, mama named him Percival Miller. You guys know him. His daughter, Tityanna Miller, died a few days ago from a suspected drug overdose. Now, they haven't said exactly how she died, but Master P did imply that it was a drug overdose when he said mental illness and substance abuse is a real issue that we cannot afford to be, that we cannot be afraid to talk about. Okay. Now, apparently she was on the show Growing Up Hip Hop. I never have watched that show, so I didn't even know that she was on there. I'm not sure if she was a regular on there, but they did at least document her struggles with drug use on that show. We do know that there are some mental health struggles in that family. We know that Master P's wife, which it still hurts my heart because I can remember seeing them. I think I've told you guys this years ago, but I remember seeing that whole family at the LAX airport, and I was just so taken aback because they had all of this Louis Vuitton luggage, and it was just piled up on they were pushing it, and it was just piled up. And she was so cute, and she had her dog in the little carrier, the mother, his wife, I should say. And the family, everybody just looked so fucking glamorous and so fucking rich and just so good. And I remember just sitting there waiting on my dad to come pick me up from the airport. And you know, I just remember seeing them, and they just looked like a happy, well put together, rich family. And then you guys know, like I know, that money does not, you know, just because you can have all the money in the world, but if you have health issues, especially mental health issues, I mean, just health issues, period, but mental health issues, drug issues, all those kind of things, you can have all the money in the world, but that money will not buy, you know, that person from being on those drugs or having those struggles. So, it's sad. Okay. She's 29 years old. Master P has had his share of sad stories when it comes to drugs and mental health in his family. So, and of course, no parent wants to bury their child. Okay. That's not the natural order of things. So, we're just going to shoot a prayer up for the family there. And, of course, they're asking everybody to be considerate of their privacy as they deal with this matter. But rest in peace to Tatiana Miller. And then you guys also rest in peace to Ray Liotta. Child, again, one of my favorite actors. I mean, you can just think of all of the gangster movies that we've seen him in. But of course, most known for Goodfellas. That role was tailor-made for that man. Between that and Field of Dreams, those were actually his two first big acting jobs, I think. And those two you know, those two roles that he played set his career off, and he's been successful in his you know, in his acting career ever since. But apparently, you guys, he was in the DR. He was filming a movie called Dangerous Waters. And he was found dead in his, I guess, his apartment or his hotel, wherever he was staying out there in the DR. Okay. So, yeah, just really shocking, because I feel like I just saw him in something. But, yeah, you know, you just, certain people, you just, again, we expect them to live forever. But he was young, you guys, 67 years old. I mean, that is not a spring chicken, obviously, but 67 is still, I mean, you know, you could still live a good 20 more years on that 67, you know? So, yeah, I was saddened to hear that. He died last week. I think actually before I did the top of the blogs, or maybe I did the top of the blogs, but hadn't had it edited and up yet. But, yeah, you guys, he leaves behind a single daughter, Carson Liotta. He was divorced, 67 years old. Rest in peace to Ray Liotta. It seems that DJ Quick's son, okay, mama named him David Blake Jr. after his dad. He was arrested for connection of a shooting death of a Julio Cardoza, a man in Downey, after having a fight. Okay, so he was charged with murder, and he was also charged with personal use of a firearm. So that means that they are charging him as the shooter in this shooting death. They are alleging that there was a fight, there was some sort of confrontation with Cardoza, that Blake went into the car and sat there for some time, and I guess when the opportunity arose, he drove up, shot and killed Cardoza, and drove off. Now, I don't know if this matters, but David Blake Jr. is also the liaison, council liaison for Compton City Councilman Isaiah Galvin. Now, you know, I don't even know what a council liaison is. I mean, maybe this is somebody that's active on the streets of Compton and, you know, can kind of bring the shit from the streets to the councilman so he can kind of know what's happening in them streets, but not be in them streets. Okay. I mean, I guess maybe that's what the liaison is. I don't know, but he was, and that councilman has had some issues with the voting process. Supposedly there was some cheating going on and some votes that weren't counted so that he can win, but he really shouldn't have won. So anyway, I don't know if any of that matters, but yeah, you guys, DJ Quick's son, 27 years old. Okay, I'm telling you, DJ Quick has had some times with his children. I know that he has a daughter that was charged with, I'm not sure if it was murder or child endangerment or what, but some time ago, you guys can remember, the daughter and her boyfriend were charged. I know the boyfriend was charged with murder. Apparently the daughter had left her 2-year-old child at home with the boyfriend, and the boyfriend ended up killing the baby. Okay, and I think, if I can remember correctly, they thought the daughter knew that her boyfriend was abusing the child and still was leaving the baby home with him. So they both were arrested. Like I said, I'm not sure if she got murdered or not. I think that she did, but I could be wrong. But I do know that they both were arrested, that the boyfriend did kill the daughter. So just yeah, just a whole lot. And you know, you guys know, if you do follow DJ Quik, or if you know anything about him, now he's a musical genius for sure. Okay, and definitely a LA rap legend, a musician. Just even when I listen to his music today, like just the musicality of his raps, nobody was doing that, and nobody still couldn't. People just don't do that. There's something about DJ Quik and what he's able to do. But we also know that he's had like some dark times, and I've seen him in plenty interviews, and I've seen him talk about, you know, not wanting to live and not being here. And so he's definitely been through some things, and I'm sure that this situation with his son is not making things easier for him again. So, you know, just prayers up for everybody, because you know, everybody loses when something like this happens. You have a family who now has a child who's going to be in jail probably for a long time, and you have another family whose child, uncle, brother, you know, nephew is dead. So nobody wins in situations with this, like this. But yeah, you guys, charged with murder. We'll see what happens there. Story up. So people have been asking me if I'm going to be reviewing the following shows. Real Housewives of Dubai, no plans to do that. Bobby Brown's new reality show, no plans to do that. I really did think about the BET Plus show with Yolanda Adams. What is the name of that show? Kingdom? What was it? I can't remember the name, but I seriously thought about doing that show. But I'm not going to, because it's already started. For one, I hate starting late, and for two, it's on BET Plus, and I don't have it. I don't feel like another fucking streaming show. I mean channel. I just don't. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. So no, I won't be reviewing any of those shows. But as far as Bobby Brown's show, I believe it just started on A&E. He also has a you know, little documentary that they've done talking about his life. I actually just finished I've been reading his autobiography for years. It's actually a book that I read when I go on a plane, when I'm flying, and if I don't have anything else to read, then that's what I read. That's usually what I read, because it's easy to just pick up and put down, because you're just picking up in his life and you already kind of have an idea about Bobby Brown anyway. But the book, of course, only goes up to the point when Whitney and his daughter, Bobby Christina, died. We don't talk about his son dying, because he hadn't died at that point when he wrote the book. But I believe the documentary very closely talks about the things that he talks about in his book. But the book is excellent. Book is excellent. Just really, really good, you guys. And shed so much light on Bobby Brown. I have a special place in my heart for old Bob, because Bob has been through a lot. He has lost a lot. Yes, he's done his things or whatever, but I still have a special place, because first of all, nobody can really understand the amount of success that he had and how he just lost it all. Some his fault, some not his fault. But I don't know. It's just a certain people you just have a special feel for. Bobby Brown is definitely one of those people for me. And just the fact that he's lost so much and still standing is a feat. Okay, now of course he's been through a lot. He's had many health challenges. You can tell his life has taken a toll on Bobby Brown. But I do still like to see. I love seeing him at the concert when we went. Yeah, he's not as limber and agile and, you know, able to do what the other guys do, but he still was there. The fact that they included him, you know, they kind of had him off to the side, so if he needed to kind of like get off stage and catch his breath, you know, that was okay too. But I just love the camaraderie and the brotherhood those, you know, those guys have. And I just, y'all, love Bobby Brown. Now, I could sit here and talk about him for a long time. So all that being said, the documentary, I haven't watched it, but I will be watching it. But I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about it as well. But yeah, all those other shows that you guys asked me about, I'm sorry, but no, it's just, I ain't got time, child. Like, now I'm gonna be up to, I got Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC. P-Valley starts on Sunday, so we're gonna be watching that. All right, P-Valley. Then I have Real Housewives of Atlanta, Real Housewives of Potomac is coming back, and I still have Top of the Blogs. So that's it for sis. Okay, y'all remember I have a regular job too, so it's hard fitting all them videos in and still having life and not having a fucking anxiety attack every day that you got to do a video. So that's where we are with that. But yeah, you guys, make sure that you watch the Bobby Brown documentary. All right, you guys, so Jamelle Hill was on a Revolt show called Assets Over Liabilities. And she was talking with the interviewers, and she had recalled a time when she made $200,000 less than her co-anchor on the show, His and Hers, her co-anchor, Michael Smith. Okay, now if you watch the show, you know that they both were co-anchors, so they both were responsible for an equal amount of work on the show. And she was paid $200,000 less. She said that it wasn't necessarily the fact that she was a woman, and she didn't feel like it was from experience or their resumes or anything. She felt that it was more about knowing her worth and negotiating correctly. Of course, she was starting out then, hadn't done as much as she's done now. Of course, she knows better now, but back then she said that she just did not know better. And I guess maybe they gave her a number, this number being $120,000, I guess compared to his $320,000, and she accepted. All right, she was an independent contractor, which means that she's getting a 1099, which you guys, anybody that does YouTube out there knows that that's a fucking pain in the pussy every time you got to be doing your taxes and deal with this YouTube channel. Y'all know I still ain't over these taxes, child, that I got to pay in a few weeks. She gets a 1099. She doesn't get insurance. She's working on this show. She's doing the exact same job as him, but his perks was probably different than hers. So she said, of course, you know, after some controversy and that show ended and whatever, she said it was a learning experience. So when she was approached with whatever her next venture was going to be, she knew damn better this time. Okay, no, you gonna give me what I'm worth this time. I'm gonna negotiate what I'm worth, and I'm sure she got more money and more benefits that came along with that as time goes on. It's certain, you know, it's a learning experience when you're starting out, especially if you're in a field that you're not familiar with and you don't really know what to ask for. You know, you don't know until you do it, and then you get in there, maybe you start talking to some people. Now, I guess in a perfect world, you would talk to somebody that has been through this before, that will prepare you. But, you know, there's been a lot of times that people just don't know. All right. But she knows better now. All right. But, yeah, it's all about negotiation, you guys, and not being afraid to ask for the number. You know, they can only say no. So my opinion is you need to just go as high as the fuck you can. All right. And that's happened a number of times to people that I know. You know, they were like, I just asked for this number, and they was like, okay. It's didn't even have a problem with it, which makes you feel like, damn, I could have asked for more. So yeah, my opinion is that you can just ask for the damn ultimate, and then, honey, we can scale it down from there. But nobody is going to offer you more than, you know, you say. And if they feel like you done lowballed them on it, they gonna be eager to be like, okay, you going to take that. Okay, we was planning on paying you $400,000, but you want this 150, we can give you that too. It was a good interview though, you guys, and definitely food for thought. So you guys remember that as you are negotiating new jobs wherever you may be. And then lastly, you guys, congratulations are in order to our girl Kiki Wyatt. Y'all thought I was gonna fuck up her name, huh? I have it on here. That's the only reason why I didn't. Y'all know Kiki Shepard, Kiki Wyatt, Kiki Palmer. Them ones always give me a problem. But anyway, Kiki Wyatt had her baby boy. Okay, her and her husband Zachariah. This will be husband number 3, I believe, for her. They have welcomed their bouncing baby boy, Keziah Jean Daring, all right, or Daring, I believe. He was born on May 27th, and this would be her 11th child. This will be her 2nd child with this husband, okay? And y'all know, like I know, honey, if Kiki gonna keep 2 things. She gonna keep a man and she gonna keep a baby, okay? I don't even know if sis is finished in either of those categories, because, honey, Kiki don't have no problems getting a new man. All right, not a one, and honey, they have more babies. I really was expecting her to get a reality show. I know she had a show. I was expecting her to get it back, but we also know that Kiki can be a little different sometimes, and maybe might be hard to deal with. But all them kids and all that, like, child, I would imagine that a reality show would be right up their alley just to see what the hell's going on. But so far, no. But yeah, congratulations to the happy couple and little baby Keziah. All right, you guys, that is it. I gotta get to work. Okay, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.